Shinobi, open your eyes. For the sake of your master.
Hey everyone, it's BlueLizardJello and welcome back to Everything Possible in Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. Last time we took out a number of the headless with only one remaining yet to come, but today we have even more that we need to accomplish. We have 3 mini-bosses and a total of 3 regular bosses. And we're even going to see the first of the game's 4 endings, and we're going to walk through exactly how to make those decisions. But first, let's take a look at the idol here because something has now changed. If we attempt to travel, notice that all of the idols in Ashina Castle, with the exception of the abandoned dungeon entrance, are now blocked out. If we try to go to it, it is unavailable. We have to locate that idol in order to reactivate it. There is a reason for that. Once we have picked up the Shelter Stone, well, provided you have the Shelter Stone and you have the Lotus of the Palace and the Mortal Blade, then it locks these areas out because the central forces, the Interior Ministry, have now invaded Ashina. They are now after Ashina and Genichiro. Maybe they got word that we have finally killed Genichiro and they thought that Ashina is already sick, so now's the perfect time to strike. But we are going to see a number of invading forces in these locations, which is why they are currently blocked out. Now, in order to start this, we'll take a look at my loadout here in just a second. We're going to go to the Dilapidated Temple. I am going to give a couple of drinks to the Sculptor, and I'm also going to pick up a new prosthetic upgrade. We'll also be returning here in just a little bit. Once we have seen the interior forces, we can come back. Emma will be here, and then we can give her the gourd seed to give us yet another healing flow.
You need?
First, let's go ahead and upgrade. Now, we have a couple of choices here. Well, we would if we had the scrap magnetite, but the spiral spear is a great upgrade at this point because it does an absolute ton of posture damage if you can land all the hits. But I'm going to be going for the sparking axe, and of course I forgot I needed 1,000 sen, which I do have plenty of. I just have to use them from my pocket here. So we have 400. We use all of our light coin purses. That'll give us just over 1,000, which is perfect.
You need?
And we're going for the Sparking Axe. The Sparking Axe, it does a lot of damage as is, but we are also going to be fighting a mini-boss who just so happens to be afraid of fire. So pair that with oil and use the follow-up to the Sparking Axe, and we're going to deal a lot of damage very, very quickly. So let's go ahead and grab that. And like I said, we're going to be giving him 2 drinks. If you're not interested, just click a little bit further ahead. But there's some really cool dialogue that matches up with some of Emma's dialogue that we've gotten before and some that we'll get a little later.
I brought some tea.
This tea smells pretty good. Suppose I'll have some. Oh, I needed that. This tea reminds me of Emma's father.
About Lady Emma's father.
Dogen. He was an extraordinary doctor. He was also very well versed in mechanisms and devices. Better put, he was obsessed with mechanisms to the point that it affected his health. It didn't take much else seriously, but I owed him my life. And we could say that you owe him your life as well.
What do you mean?
When I lost my left arm, Dogen created that thing, which has now become your left arm. The first version was a complete failure, didn't work at all, so he remade it. Then he remade it again and again, countless times.
What?
He told me I needed to practice with the prosthetic in order to use it properly. So Emma would pester me into carving her spinning tops and other toys. After much training of that sort, it came to be called a Shinobi Fang. In other words, that prosthetic arm is Dogen's legacy.
His legacy?
So much time has passed. While I have abandoned my shinobi ways, that alone I could not bear to abandon.
I brought sake.
Ooh, Dragon Spring? That's fine quality sake. I'll take it then. Now that really hits the spot. Oh, there's nothing quite like this. I often drank this with Dogen. Emma would keep our cups filled.
Have you known Lady Emma for long?
Oh, that was a long time ago. I found her on a battlefield.
A battlefield?
She crept up, slowly towards me, her eyes fixed, unwavering on the rice I held in my hand. It became too much to bear, so I gave it to her. Then she just started following me. After that... Well, a while later, Ashina became a dangerous place for the both of us. Around then, Dogen adopted her as his daughter. I suppose it didn't really matter where she ended up. One thing's for sure. She's happier for the fact she wasn't raised by a shinobi. Another time, then.
So we've already gotten some dialogue from Emma that said an orangutan had actually saved her from the battlefield by giving her some rice. We now know, obviously, that the Sculptor is that orangutan, and when I first heard this, I wondered, does Emma know that the Sculptor is orangutan? And, well, we're going to eavesdrop on some dialogue in just a little bit that tells us absolutely, yep, she is very well aware that it was the Sculptor who rescued her. So now, I did say that we're going to take a quick look at the loadout. So we have the loaded shuriken. Now, I found out something interesting with the shuriken, and that is the damage that the shuriken does is highest for a single hit with the loaded shuriken. The spinning and the gouging top can do more damage effectively if you hit all of the hits. So for the gouging top, obviously it can pierce enemies. Spinning top, it'll do multiple hits of the same enemy. If you don't hit multiple hits or hit multiple enemies, the loaded shuriken by and by does the most damage. What that means is I'm going to be using the loaded shuriken instead of these two because I want to be killing some dogs with it. I'm also going to try out the Mist Raven, really just going to use it for fun against a mini boss or two. You'll see that in action a little bit later, and then of course the Sparking Axe, which we just picked up. For the combat arts, I'm going to be changing it up right now using Ichimonji Double, but I will also be showing off Mortal Draw, just how powerful that can be. My ninjutsu is going to be Bestowal. Really only plan on using this one time if I get into a situation where I need more stealth, which yes, this is going to be a very stealth heavy episode. I will switch this to the Blood Smoke so I can disappear. Then of course I have my healing, ceramic shards, Gachin Sugar, Akos, and Divine Confetti. But enough talking, let's head to the abandoned dungeon entry. Make sure I have my shurikens ready. Now right away we can see something is amiss when we have this guard here that we can eavesdrop on.
Where's the next shift? My watch ended a while ago, but no one's coming to take my place.
No one's coming to take his place, and that could be because, well, the castle is under siege right now. So we've been here before. We have 3 dogs with that tower troop with the bell. I do not want to fight the tower trooper directly, so I'm going to take out the 3 dogs. Be careful not to hit the tower trooper, and then I'm going to just hide behind here. He's going to look around for just a moment. And then as soon as he stops kind of looking behind him, we can start making our way up. And yep, he's just going to face that wall, give us the perfect opportunity for a nice stealth death blow. There we have it. Easy XP. Can even get some scrap magnetite from him. Now from here, we're going to zip on up. We're going to watch this bridge because notice what happens here. Oh, I've waited too long. He's already cowering. So that guard right there did come screaming through that castle door. And once we get to the next idol, well, not the next idol, but 2 idols from now, the Ashina Castle idol, we'll be able to hop over there and see why he's cowering. But for now, instead of taking the bridge, I'm going to drop down to that branch. Make sure you don't miss your grapple. So now in the reservoir, we're going to just run across here. We want to go through and reactivate all of the idols so we can fast travel a lot easier. We have an eavesdrop up here, but we've already gotten it, so we don't need to get that again. So let's just slide around, make sure they're crouched so we don't activate those enemies. We don't need a rest, of course. We just need to activate it, and that's good there. Oh, one other thing that I did want to do, actually, we'll do that after we teleport. I do want to use the ceremonial Tanto so we can get some more spirit emblems. Now, we can go to the left We can go to the right. I'm going to go to the right to show what's happening here. And there is the first of many interior forces, or the interior ministry, attacking the castle guards. Fortunately for us, they will do most of our light work for us. And now we can just kind of sneak around. He's going to move forward just a little bit, give us the perfect opportunity for a death blow. Now these enemies, these dual-wielding enemies, one-on-one, they're not too bad. We do get some Gachi and Sugar because they are kind of assassin types. They're not terrible, but you don't want to attack them in groups. So especially running up these castle stairs where there will be a trio of them is a bad idea. So like I said, as soon as we see the central forces, we can head back to the dilapidated temple, get another eavesdrop, and then give a gourd seed to Emma. Excuse me, not Emina. Didn't mean to rest there. Let's just head to the temple. You can see she's in there talking to the sculptor. Instead of rushing in there, which we can do, let's just run around the back, and right in this hole in the wall, we can listen to what she has to say.
Orangutan, the central forces are here.
Are they now? They never change their thieving ways.
Are the flames still burning?
Emma, the answer to that isn't going to change. I could carve Buddha idols for all eternity, and the flames of hatred would still rage on. The most I can do is keep them in check.
Orangutan,
What is it?
if the time ever comes, then I'll...
I have Buddha to carve. Goodbye.
You can see that right at the offset, she called him orangutan. So clearly she knows, but then we're also getting some more information on the fire that's burning within the sculptor. And again, we have this temple that he stays inside of that is just completely covered in these talisman.
Master Wolf, you're here too. I've always enjoyed the sound of a Buddha being carved, so I stop by this place every now and then.
Yeah, I'm sure that's exactly why she's here, just to listen to the Buddha being carved. We're going to find that Emma likes to meet in secret with some of the NPCs and then lie to us about it, which is just, a wonderful way to build a relationship.
Goodbye.
So there is our next gourd seed. So like I said, after we get back, we will use the ceremonial tanto just to get some more spirit emblems because we will likely be using quite a few in this episode. And now we'll head right back to the Ashina Castle idol. So from here, let's go ahead and use that ceremonial tanto. You can use it, of course, 3 times in between resting. I'm not even going to bother healing. If you look over there, can't actually see him as of yet, but as soon as we zip over, watch what we see. There's the assassin, there's the guard. Now there is another guard here that I can talk to. I'm not going to though, and I'll tell you why. In a couple of the practice runs, when I'm talking to that guard, this assassin, as he starts to patrol back, he sees me and then he attacks me. But if I just wait, he's going to come about halfway between him and I, stop, and then turn around, giving us a nice, easy death blow. And that gives me some of my health back, which is nice. So now we can talk to the guard.
The Shinobi. There. In the moat.
He is not wrong. I know there's a shiny there, but quickly, let's just run up here. Grab ourselves this light coin purse. Now we can grab the shiny that's behind him. Get a couple of pellets. And then you can see that, yes, they are in the moat. There's going to be a number of these bamboo ramps and walkways that the interior forces or interior ministry have put up so they can infiltrate the castle. So let's just drop down, get that spirit emblem, drop down into the water, get some Yashiriko sugar. Let's dive down. Thanks to the Mibu underwater breathing technique, we do have a treasure carp here. That is currently number 11 in our possession. Let's make sure we do something fancy here. There it is. And as we zip up here, we do have another... Where's he gone? Well, that's strange. There's supposed to be a ninja there that I don't see. I wonder where he's gone. All right, I'm going to zip up there and see if Okay, he's already hopped down for some reason. That's okay. We fought them plenty of times. Do a little double Ichimonji. 1, 2. Go on the offensive. There's the kill. We're going to fight a few of them, so if you're not comfortable fighting them by the end of this, you ought to be. Now we're going to go back around. We're going to watch the same assassin kill the guard as before. Just let him do his thing. Stay out of sight. The assassin can see you, and if he sees you while he's fighting the guard, then he will eventually just come after you. Let him patrol back. Start walking around. Give him a nice wide berth. He's going to take a step forward. Perfect. Thank you very much for that. And look at that. We are back to full health without ever having to use one of our heals. So now, instead of going straight up there, because I said there's going to be a trio of assassins, we're going to zip up here and then over here. And let's hang on this ledge and watch the next assassin take on some guards. There's going to be a lot of this. There's going to be a lot of the central forces killing the guards for us, and some of it's going to take a little while. In fact, I've even seen the assassins lose. That's okay. At the end of it, whoever's left standing, we'll just take them out nice and easy. You know what they say, the enemy of my enemy, still my enemy and still needs to die. And in this case, wow, these two actually were able to take him out. That's unusual. I don't normally see these guys win that battle. Right, they're pretty weak, but just because we like to be efficient here, take out the slightly more difficult one. Get our health back from that little hit that he gave us. Ooh, 2 more scrap magnetite, very nice. We got some oil. We got some black gunpowder. Now this next section can actually be the most difficult in this run if you are not careful. Up here, and I'm just going to zip up to show you, there is a dead nightjar with a shiny on it. So of course we want to run in there because we don't see any enemies. But this is a trap. There are a total of, I believe it's 6. Sometimes I swear I count 7. I'm not entirely sure. But there's going to be the little assassins, the little rats as Ashina calls them, dotted around these rooftops. The first 3 are hanging on the other side of this roof. And if you go for that shiny, they all jump up and start attacking. But if we just sneak around the bottom, you can hear their little wooden shoes running around. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to hang here. We're going to pull the first. Wait for the death blow. Then we are going to zip on over to this one, do the same thing. And just wait for the death blow. Now before we jump up and go for the third one who's on that roof, there is an assassin right there who can just barely not see us. And I don't know what just died there. Oh. Okay, so maybe there are 7, and for some reason that one just likes to fall sometimes. I'm trying to collect my... Oh! Wrong button. It's the professionalism that you're here for. I'm aware. Anyway, I think that might be the 7th assassin that sometimes drops in, but he just decided to fall. Anyway, if we jump up and try and get that third assassin, he's going to see us. He's going to alert some others. So instead, let's go ahead and use our first Gachin Sugar. We always have the Spirit Fall to fall back on if we need it. I'm going to do the backflip trick here. So we're going to face the wall. You do the backflip by holding the left analog stick backwards and then use the grip. Get the kill on him, and we're going to keep moving. We're not going to worry about loot just yet. Zip on over here. Crouch, because there's going to be an assassin right here. And as long as we sneak behind, there's the death blow. Again, still using the sugar. We're going to come over here. There's one that's just going to be constantly hopping up and down. So what we can do is wait for him to go up and then go right here. And get the death blow on him. And we might have to fight him one-on-one. That's okay. Let's back up. Use a Sparking Axe for a lot of damage. Double Ichimonji. Missed it. There it is. So that is all but the last one. So there were 7. Guess maybe there was a total of 8. I'm actually a little confused even during this practice run, but that's okay. So from here, he can't see us, so if we just start scaling this pagoda, and if we get around the back here, it's not giving me the grapple. That's okay. We can do the little trick right here. Just need to carefully position ourselves right at the edge. Go back into our stealth, and there we have it. So almost back to full health even after that little goof. So now we can do our looting. There's some more scrap magnetite. We need to go back though because we have the one other night jar over here. And there we have it. And some pellets. Great. So as I said, that can be the most challenging part of this run. But those assassins are now taken care of. Now before we hop over there, we need to talk about the next strategy. There's going to be one of those purple ninjas. You can kind of see if I do some silly little jumps. I guess he's kind of wearing more of a gray color, but he is going to call a dog, which is why I want to have my load shurikens at the ready. We want to kill the dog first so we can kill him one-on-one. After that, we'll take a look around the corner where there's a bunch of those ninjas, but then we're actually going to clear the castle stairs. That will be the next job. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run right up into this guy's face. Even get one quick hit while he calls his dog. Take care of him, and now just chasing slice. What do you got for me? Alright, go on the offensive. Block that, or deflect that. Oh, no. Oh, that was unfortunate. He just got his posture back. Never actually fallen during this fight. It's alright, we'll adapt. Let's get up top again. Wait for him. Oh! Don't have to wait long. 1. Oh, I was hoping for it. Let's do a double Ichimonji. Nope, don't stop him. 1, 2. This fight didn't go according to plan at all. That's all right. Let's resurrect. We'll take care of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, and there we have it. Right. Not perfect by any stretch, but we got our resurrection back. We got some health back. All's well that ends well. Now, over here, if you rush in, there is one ninja, and I think that's the one that calls the dogs, and there's a number of dogs. There's 2 ninjas. There are 3 and 4 ninjas. There's also 2 dogs behind that pagoda and 2 more behind that ramp. And geckos down there, but we're not worried about the geckos. So let's do that in just a minute, but we want to do that very strategically, otherwise it gets messy in a hurry. You can see the health bar down there. There's already some assassins doing some work. Yeah, and it looks like I've already triggered the assassins. Normally I drop down here in time, and you can see at least 2 of the assassins come out of the doorway there. But since we fell down during that last fight, it isn't quite going according to plan. So those 2 are going to post up. This one's going to patrol a little bit. I am going to put on blood smoke just in case I need it, and I probably will. But we are going to wait for him to patrol further down before we go in for our own assassinations. Yeah, he's going to come back. We'll wait. You can jump around there and just walk. But what I'm going to do is just drop down here. Get kill number 1. Kill number 2. Use blood smoke. And kill number 3. So there we have it. They're all dead. There are some enemies down there that we can go and kind of talk to. We also up here have some adamantite scrap. Some oil. Door that doesn't open, making it a FromSoft game, and then there is the next red eye chained ogre, which is exactly why we got the sparking axe. So So let's head down the stairs, grab the little bit of loot that we have.
Intruder.
Man, a few words, I like it. There is the oil, and now let's just head back to the rooftops. Because now we're going to go take on all those other ninjas. Zip on over. This is where we're going to use our next Gachin Sugar. So Gachin Sugar, we're going to use it. We're going to go straight across and up onto the top of that roof, take out the dogs, and then we're going to focus on those top two most ninjas. So go right up. Oh, fell down too much. Get our loaded shurikens. Quickly kill the dogs, and then back up. They immediately go over to investigate, realize that their dogs, well, they just died of old age, so they're just going to go back to their patrol routes in just a moment. Give him a second. The one on top is going to go back very quickly. He takes a little bit longer. There we go. Let's go quick. I'm going to kill the one on top first. We still have blood smoke if we need it. And wait for, let's see, where is he? He's right there. I'm going to use another sugar to be safe. Make sure we remember to hoover up all of our loot. I'm going to go back up top. I'm going to kill those two dogs. And then I do want to kill both of these with stealth. The easiest way is, now I might have to use yet another Gachin Sugar, which could be a bit of a waste. He's just being difficult. You can do death blows from above, but I will be honest, I miss it more times than I get it. So instead, I like this tactic better. I'm going to re-engage my Gachin Sugar, and we're just going to wait for one of them to lure all the way back there, and then we'll kill the other one one-on-one. We have to wait for that second one, however. This is the one we're after. The one turns. Next one's going to be very short behind. And we could use a blood smoke if you wanted to. I don't really have an interest in using those spirit emblems. Okay, let's start this fight over. 1, 2. Deflect, jump, Goomba stomp, and there's the death blow. Perfect. And that is exactly what I was after. Now we are going to drop down to those geckos and get the little bit of loot that's there, but first, just because it's some cool dialogue, I'm going to go up top. There is a Nightjar who is not long for this world that wants to talk to us, which is actually a really cool little interaction.
It's you. The Divine Heir and Lady Emma. They're being targeted. Can I ask you to protect them?
I will.
To think I'd have to ask for your help is truly maddening.
If you go into this window, which is what the game wants you to do, they put an NPC here, they put a window with the Nightjar smoke signal, you're going to be locked into a mini-boss fight that's a lot more difficult than it needs to be. And I'll explain why that is when we get over there. But first, we're going to zip down. And instead of going all the way down to the geckos yet, there's where we fought the underwater headless. I do want to go up here. I'm going to re-engage this shrine, just so we have it as a fast travel location. We are not resting yet. We still haven't had to heal at all. I'm going to drop back down. Like I said, we're going to go take care of these geckos. which you can do just with jumping death blows, which is great. And yes, these do count in getting your health back from death blows. Unless you do what I just did. Grab some antidote powder. Come on then. Make sure we haven't left any loot on the table. We're looking good. So from here, we're going to drop in the water. Now, if you didn't get the salt eavesdrop for Anayama the Peddler, you can still get it here. There's going to be a couple of enemies right there you can listen to. We're going to be swimming underwater over to that corner, and there's going to be another, this time not an assassin, but one of the ninjas that's fighting a general. Now, the general can win, the ninja can win. It's kind of a long battle, but we're going to let it play out because we want to see, or we only want to fight one of them. So swimming around, let's go up here. And all I want to do is grab this ledge here. And chances are we're not going to be able to do this in stealth either way, but that's fine. We'll just be patient. This can be a long fight. Quite the battle of attrition. I'm getting a little bit close to me though. Oh, that was a good hit. It's funny because they can't actually do staggered death blows on each other. But sometimes the general, if he has enough posture damage, he will actually channel that posture down. I'm assuming the ninja can as well. I've never seen him do it though. If I'm being honest, I would actually rather the ninja win. I'm still not, see, there he was trying to channel his posture. I'm still not good at fighting the generals. But it looks like we're going to be in good shape. And I've only seen that happen a couple of times, which is very funny when it happens. Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if he actually saw me. 1, 2. Oh. There we go. Nice clean fight. Yeah, I've only ever seen him kick the general off into the water a couple of times there. And I wonder. I'm just curious. Is his body actually down here? It is. Halfway through the earth. That's kind of fun. I've never seen that. So now, before we go back over that bridge, yes, there is a loot to be gotten. Let's get some more Yashirika sugar. No more monkeys down here. We're going to go and activate the Great Serpent Shrine, but we have a mini-boss in our way, and that is the Lone Swordsman Masanaga, who actually has a unique eavesdrop that we can get as long as we're stealthy. But first, let's just rush up here. We got a few dogs to take care of. Take care of that one. Let them go investigate their friend. There we go. Nice and easy. So we want to go nice and quietly because he is up here facing this direction. He's looking over here. You can see the eavesdrop symbol. But let's go up here. I want to be able to see him while we listen.
Masanari, I never would have believed a man of your ability could be slain. It appears as though a demon lurks within Ashina.
I've never noticed that they have their kunai right on their legs there. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Now, for this fight, we can get a death blow here, which is what we're going to do, and then I'm going to jump over into that arena just there. It's not very big, but it gives us a lot more room than fighting in here. You can lead him up the path. You can even kind of break his AI if you lead him far enough up the gate walkway. But what I want to do is get him over there. He can use his Sabimaru and try and poison you. That's where I'm going to try and use the Mist Raven, really just for fun. It's not very effective because even though he doesn't hit you, it still somehow poisons you. So It's good for repositioning, but not good if you're not looking to get poisoned. But let's start with a death blow. We're going to get a couple of hits on him while he recovers, and then we're going to run over and right in here. Get some pressure on him.
I will take my revenge for
And let's
Masanaga.
wait. 1, 2. Trying to see if I can get him to actually do the Sabimaru, just so I can show off the Mist Raven. Deflect. Oh, he didn't do the big follow-up there. There we go, Mist Raven. Really cool attack from the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, and Nakiri. Let's do a double Ichimonji. Mist Raven. Oh, didn't get it off. Let's get the pressure on him. There's the kill. And we get some yellow gunpowder, we get a prayer bead, and we get a healthy amount of experience. Unfortunately, that was not the finest fight I've ever had. Kind of fun, but I missed that second Mist Raven. Otherwise, it would have been very, very nice. Now I'm thinking this is his friend Masanari here. Gives us a Dragon Blood Droplet, and now we can activate the Great Serpent Shrine. So from here, we can rest, but really we can just travel because we activated that idol that was up in the antechamber. We can just head right there because that's where we want to head next. I'm realizing I should not have advised to rest because we do want to make our way back this way. And now we have, well, the dogs are not going to be an issue, but we do have some other enemies that are in the way that we're going to have to contend with. The fact that you can death blow dogs is kind of disturbing. Come on. No? Well, missed that anyway. Right, good for some really, really easy experience, though. So I will probably just cut this out because I'm going to have to let the ninja fight the general again. And that takes some time. So fast forward just a moment so I have a nice, free, and clear bridge. If I can even do this. Wonder if I can get a death blow on the general. Oh, I can. Well, that didn't take very long at all. Get ourselves these ceramic shards. So like I said, we can go over there and get that death blow, or excuse me, not the death blow, the eavesdrop if we need. But over here, we definitely want to take care of this Shinobi Hunter. Don't worry about the guy over there with the gun. So let's eavesdrop.
Yes, the tides will soon turn against this land. Never would have thought the Interior Ministry would become our enemy. If the old lord falls, we'll be defeated swiftly, no doubt. I'm wondering, though, if that happens, will we still get paid? There's no point in running away with an empty purse.
Asking the real questions. So we take care of them nice and quickly, get some a lot more scrap magnetite, which is very nice. Now over here, if you don't stealth death blow, this guy right here, he can do a world of hurt. So ignoring the rifleman, get that kill, kill him, and now we have a back entrance to where the chained ogre is. So now we have to prepare for this. So what I'm going to do is, just to make this go nice and quickly, I'm going to get rid of my gaijins and my ceramic shard. How am I looking on spirit emblems? I'm okay, but I think what I will do is I will use my ceremonial tanto. I'm also going to use a pellet to get that health back instead of using a healing gourd. And then, whoops, on my hotbar, I'm going to get Akko's. Well, we could use Spirit Fall. We definitely have the Spirit Emblems. Oh, I already have Akko's. But I wanted oil. That's what I was thinking of. So we're going to get oil. And that should be all we need. So we're going to... We'll do Akko's. We're going to do Divine Confetti. Oil. Hit him with that. And then, right in. Oh, come on now. That was just unlucky. There we go. Double Ichimonji. Lots of damage there. Once again, hit him with some oil. Let him do his kicks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Run. Run. Hit him with some oil. And as he's approaching is actually when you want to trigger the axe. Okay, there's death blow number 1. And right away, I like to target him, hit him with some more oil. Sparking axe, follow up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, run. And oil again. Let him come to us. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sometimes you can get 5. And I got grabbed again. I've never actually been killed by this guy in practice. That's great. Gotta be careful here because if he gets me, I should heal. I didn't want to, but I'm going to. Sparking axe. And there's the second death blow. A very sloppy chained ogre fight, but definitely something that can be done a lot better than that. So we get our third prayer bead. We also get the Shinobi Medicine rank 3. Shinobi fights as a lone wolf without the help of others, as such medicinal knowledge is vital. So we get even more healing for all of our healing items, which is very nice. And then do not forget, we get some adamantite scrap right there. Now we can open up this door. This just leads to the castle stairs, which we have zero interest in going to, especially because we know we have a lot of those assassins waiting for us. So instead, let's just zip on back. And where we're going to head next is the Old Grave. Now, the Old Grave, I'm going to tell you right now, fun little ragdoll physics, there's no new items to get with the exception of one guaranteed heavy coin purse, but it is a little bit different in that the night jars are down here, and there is an eavesdrop that we can get with one of the assassins. What I'm going to do is I'm going to sneak up on this night jar. We can do this whole thing in stealth. Get the death blow. Now let's just kind of quickly get the lay of the land. We have this one cannoneer right here, and he's the one I want to take out next. So let's zip over to this pagoda. We're going to zip over right behind him. Get the kill before he notices, and then we're actually going to backtrack. Oh, come on, climb up. And back up the stairs here. There's nothing where Black Hat Badger was, so we don't have to worry about going in his house. But we do need to worry about the night jar that's perched right there. There's another one on the ground just behind this. There's another cannoneer in that pagoda right there. And then another night jar right there overlooking 2 guards. So what we're going to do is we are going to use another gachins here. So let us get ready for that. I'll just put it where the oil was. We don't need the oil anymore. So we can actually just drop down so we can get the most out of this sugar. So we'll use it here. Stealth kill this night jar. Cannoneer cannot see us, so we can just zip around. Grapple up. Get the kill on him. Oh, and there's another night jar that I did forget about. That's okay, we can just climb around, climb up, kill him, zip up top, kill him, and I want to get a jumping death blow on one of them just for fun. They're obviously not very dangerous. Perfect. Now we have one more Nightjar and one Assassin. Now the Assassin is over here, so if we head over and we sneak up, we can actually do a little ledge hang right. Come on. It's not letting me grab the ledge. There's the eavesdrop. Oh, did he drop down?
Those backwater Ashina Shinobi took the bait beautifully, not even knowing it was a trap. How dumb can you be?
So killing that Assassin is what's going to give us that guaranteed heavy coin purse. But you can actually get the Nightjar and the Assassin to fight. We could just stealth blow the Nightjar, or let's just get them to fight each other. Hopefully. Why are you after me? Normally they fight each other. This is kind of strange. Alright, now let's run away and see if they will finally take on each other. There we go. Now the Assassin is handily going to kill the Assassin. I would like to watch as much as I can, though. Oh, this is the most inept fighting I've seen since I've watched my own videos. There we go. You know, maybe... Nah, I'm not going to use the Divine Confetti. As soon as the Nightjar is dead, though, we're going to go in with our Sparking Axe. Oh, he's done a great job almost killing him. There it is. Hey! That went nicely. There's our heavy coin purse. Perfect. And that is it. So, got another Gaijin Sugar, which is great. We are done here at the old grave. And now we can finally head back to the antechamber. Don't go back when I told you to. Unless you just want to skip the old grave, which you certainly can. There's nothing here for you other than, well, some easy XP. Let's head back to the antechamber. It's not quite business as usual here, but we should be able to get a stealth death blow on you. And then from here, I need my ceramic shards again. I'm going to lure this ninja over. One shard is going to hit the post. He'll walk out a little bit, and then we can hit him directly and just wait for him to travel over to us. Wait for it. There we have it. And now I'd like to do something, well, kind of unusual here. I'm going to eventually just sprint by them and have them run out to me. But in here, you can see that there's one of those ninjas again, and we have some of the Ashina elite in here. So we can get them, of course, to fight each other, which has kind of been the name of the game this whole time. Let's get his attention and then run. And just back up. No, no. No, no. This is not how this is supposed to go. Go fight the elite. They're a lot better than me. I'm running. Okay. Come on, get the elite. Everything goes so well in practice, and then this happens. If he could kill one of the elite and then die, that'd be great. It's actually looking very good. Okay, he got one. Oh, nice stab. There we have it. So they are all dead. Let's go ahead and kill this woman here. Because apparently no one minds that at all. Stealth death blow on you. Oh, that is a very quick stab. Be quick on that Makiri counter, that's for sure. Now we do actually want to go up in the ceiling though, just for that one item. So grab those pellets, there we go. Let's go ahead and stealth blow these ones. Well, one of them at least. Makiri counter. We do have another fight that we can watch down here. You would think, oh great, I can just get a stealth kill on the ninja. Nope. There's the nightjar that he's gonna fight. Nightjar is almost dead though. Should go pretty quickly. Nice aggressive stance. Doom the stomp. That was a very, very nice clean kill. So there we have it. So of course we could go up right now and talk to Isshin Ashina. We will be talking to him soon, but not just yet. Instead, let's head back now that they're all dead. We have our third mini-boss of the episode. So up top here, this is where if you had jumped in the window, well, not here, but rather over there, that's the window that we saw with the dying nightjar just outside. And there is another lone shadow, but this lone shadow isn't alone, and he has a ninja with him, which is what we can use to our advantage. So I am going to rest here just so we can get everything back. I'm going to use the ceremonial tanto again, followed by a pellet. And then we have to set up our hotbar. So I'm going to use the Mist Raven again. This is a very similar fight to the last Lone Shadow. I think I will use Mortal Draw just for fun. And I'm going to switch this out and set up Puppeteer, which is what I always see used. And it does work. You can get the ninja to fight the Lone Shadow, but it can get a little hectic. I would rather get the added damage from Bestowal. So I'll actually get some blood kind of swathed around my sword for a little bit while I'm fighting the Lone Shadow. So we'll use that. I am going to use my Akos and my Divine Confetti. Other than that, I shouldn't need anything else on my hotbar. Just to prepare though, because he isn't going to give us a whole lot of time, I'm going to Akko Sugar right away. Sneak in. Get the Death Blow. Use Bestowal. And, oh, could have used the Mist Raven right there. And let's do some Mortal Blade. There's Death Blow number 1. Lots of damage. And we're just putting up the pressure. One, two. 1, 2, 3, 4, and Death Blow. Perfect fight. Absolutely perfect fight. You can see how quick that goes if you just prepare. We get a lump of fat wax. We get our 4th prayer bead. And that is all the mini-bosses in this episode. And we even now have our 4th prayer bead. So let's go and enhance our physical attributes. The 8th prayer necklace. Lone Shadows are the Interior Ministry's most trusted agents. Each of leader Masatuna Arribes, 17 born, has a specialty from poison to shinobi hounds. And I do like that we see that in the shinobis that we're fighting. You can see our health and posture have just gone up so drastically Now, if you rest there, just be aware that this shinobi is going to come back. Right, so there is the Nightjar again. We can talk to him, which is a little bit strange. But instead, I think I forgot this previously. There's a light coin purse on the side that's facing this waterway. And before we go all the way up and make our very tough decision on who we're going to side with, either Lord Kuro or Owl, let's head over this way and eavesdrop on Lady Emma talking to Isshin.
Lord Isshin, I'm concerned that the Tengu will make another appearance.
Emma,
Yes,
I imagine Genichiro will show up eventually, to put it to use. The other mortal blade.
to protect Ashina, he'll abandon everything about who he is, won't he?
Yes. I expect no less from my own grandchild. However, I cannot let him use Kuro's blood. He can only swing the blade but a few more times. And when that happens, the Tengu will be no more.
But there is the other one.
You mean Sekiro? He is a sullen sort, but I can't say I detest the lad. In truth, he fascinates me.
It never fails. Lord Isshin disappears the moment I take my eyes off of him. He's quite a handful. Goodbye, Master Wolf.
Is that a look of concern on your face? Emma's always telling this old bastard to stay here. So that's why I'm here.
Got some pellets, and then in here we have another scroll talking about a new mortal blade. The black mortal blade. In addition to the red mortal blade, there exists one that is black in color. The blade's name is Open Gate and is said to hold the power to open a gate to the underworld. It is through this power that it creates life. I beseech you, make offerings for the dragon's blood. And that is everything that we need to do before, again, we make this tough decision. So I'm going to explain something, and then we're going to go and actually execute on that something, and that is you have 4 different endings for this game. In this game, you can cut the game short now by going for what they call the Shura ending, which is when you actually side with Owl. Oh, I actually forgot to grab adamantite scrap. When you side with Owl instead of Lord Kuro. In doing so, you will fight Lady Emma, followed by Isshin Ashina, and then the game will end. If you side with Lord Kuro, then you'll be fighting Owl. As far as difficulty, I would say that Owl is the more challenging, or is the most challenging of the 3 fights, whereas Lady Emma and Isshin, if you prepare, they're not too bad. I am going to do all the fights, and I'm going to do so by creating a save file after, or right before rather, I make the choice. If you're on console, it's a little bit more challenging. There's more steps to it, but it can be done. Just look up how to back up your Sekiro save file on Xbox or PlayStation. On PC, it's just a matter of finding where your save locations are kept, which I believe is in the roaming file, and then making a copy of that save, and then you can copy and paste it to go back and forth, which is how I do my practice anyway. So the first one we're going to be doing is the Shura ending. So we'll go up, we'll talk to Owl, we'll see the cutscene. I'm going to side with I'm going to side with Owl. We'll fight Emma, we'll fight Isshin. I'm going to do post-commentary for the fights because it'll be easier to actually explain what's going on. We'll watch that cutscene, we'll revert the save, and we will fight Owl. But let's start by resting, because the only thing in between us and the fights are that one, or is that one ninja that's straight ahead. Alright, so a lot of fights ahead of us. Let's prepare. Gonna rest, which is completely unnecessary, so I would advise that you skip this step. And now we do have 4 skill points, and because I do want the Shadow Rush skill, we are going to be picking up a Shinobi's Karma Mind for an extra Spirit Emblem. Now from here, you can see I'm trying to debate what to do. I rest again to get the Spirit Emblem back. Chances are the Shinobi I'm about to kill up here would have given it back anyway. However, but since we're going to be getting that kill, I'm going to use a Ceremonial Tanto so I get an extra 5 Spirit Emblems. I'll also pop a pellet, and we'll go quickly for this stealth death blow so we can get our health back nice and fast. There we have it, so back to full health, plus an extra set of emblems. And yes, we did get more emblems there. As for tools, I'm going to be changing it up a little bit. Not going to use a whole lot of tools, especially for this first fight, but I do want the loaded umbrella. As far as my combat arts, I'll be using Mortal Draw, and then I'm just going to be using my healing items, the Echo Sugar, and the Divine Confetti. And actually, for this first fight, I'm not going to be using any of that, because it's a rather simple fight that goes pretty quickly, and for a tutorial purpose, if I go too fast, you're going to miss out.
I remember you well. I heard stories of your death, yet here you are. What are you plotting, Owl?
Plotting? I would do no such thing. Now, my lord, I must ask that you accompany me. This old bird has but one desire. To protect the divine heir from those that might take his esteemed blood.
So, the dragon's heritage has seduced you too. Then there is nothing to discuss. Take your leave.
I would, my lord, but I'm so stunned by this view. I'd like to take it in just a while longer. I'll leave when I've had my fill.
Couple of key revelations there. Owl is alive, and Owl wants the dragon's heritage for himself, which is going to present a bit of a problem, because now we're going to have to decide, who do we follow? Do we follow our father Owl, or do we swear to continue to protect Lord Kuro?
Father, to think you were still alive.
That was my design, but the same could be said for you. I was certain you died that night.
The power of the divine heir brought me back.
That's it.
What?
The divine heir's power, the dragon's blood, must be mine.
Father.
Now you see it. Remember the first rule of the code. As your father, I order you to forsake your master. From this moment, he is your master no more.
Forsake the divine heir.
Listen to me, Wolf. Obey your father's command, and forsake the divine heir.
And once again, our only dialogue is to simply repeat just a few words that someone had said to us. So we can either obey the Iron Code and forsake Kuro, or we can break the Iron Code and stay loyal to Kuro. If we obey the Iron
Command.
In accordance with your father's word, you will forsake the divine heir. You understand now, don't you?
Making this decision right here does lock you in to one ending, the Shura ending.
The code is absolute. I hereby forsake my master, the divine heir.
I expected no less from you, my boy. With this, our supreme reign will... It seems we have a troubling guest. But to oppose the daughter of the late Lord Dogen would be quite the insult. Disgrace! My. Not bad at all. Wolf, I leave this to you. Have at it. Tear her apart.
Sir.
I have witnessed Shura once before. The very same stirs inside of you. As such, you must be destroyed.
This fight is very much a dance. You don't need anything special. The load umbrella I'm going to be using for the next fight, which is with Isshin Ashina. So you can see here, she does have some Makiri counters. She does have some other perilous attacks like some sweeps. And this move right here, when she stands back and sheaths her sword like that, she is going to be using the Ashina cross. And all you need to do, you can either sprint away, just straight backwards, or just get around to her left side by going to the right. And you can easily avoid that attack and just get some free attacks. So once again, get behind, wait for her to finish, get a couple of attacks. 1, 2, 3, pause, 4. That combo gives her a wide opening for attacks right after she gets done. So here, I wasn't able to get behind her, so I just sprinted backwards instead. Anytime she does that big slashing motion and gets far away, she will often follow it up with that thrusting move, giving you the perfect opportunity for Makiri counter. And that is the unblockable grab attack. So if she leans back like that, make sure that you run backwards. Sometimes I even jump to make sure I'm out of the way. So we could have already killed her by now, but I did want to just continue to show off the fight, just to show off some more of her combos. Here's the Ashina cross. Couple of free attacks.
Yet, I cannot allow
There's the grab attack.
Shura to roam free.
There's the Makiri counter. Once again, Ashina cross. Really just playing with her at this point. There's the perilous sweep attack. You could have just jumped over and Goomba stomped her. There's the slash. Here's Ashina cross again. And really, the next fight is very similar. There's the thrust, and let's finish her off. At this point, if you start cycling through your quick items, you can buff up before this next fight ensues.
Sekiro. You were a most unkind and inauspicious man. But for some reason, I could not bring myself to hate you. It seems I must cut you down before you fall to Shura. Shura.
The fight with Isshin is actually very similar to the fight with Lady Emma, most likely because they train together a lot. There's the grab attack, just like Emma. Here's the thrust. His thrust can be a lot faster, so be ready on that Makiri counter. Here's the double Ichimonji. You can get a couple attacks when he starts to wind up, and then immediately get ready to deflect, and if so, you'll get a really nice chance to attack. Now he does that really interesting feigning attack, which is when he is just standing in a neutral position. If you attack him, he will often follow it up with a quick turnaround slash. There is another move he can do, but the slash is a lot more common. So now we're in phase 2. When he does this big build-up move, get into a corner or stand on the snow, get out your umbrella, and then hit him with the projected force. And then some mortal draw to get some really good damage. But now his attacks have changed significantly, and we don't want to stay as close because he has some fire attacks that will change the way that we have to deal with it. So here you can see that would have been a normal double Ichimonji. Instead he does a single Ichimonji followed by a slash that has a big fire buildup. I have found, again, if you run around him, we can avoid that entirely and get some free hits. So once again, now you can see it a little better. Wait till the very last slash, hit him with that projected force. Here's the double Ichimonji. You can see I wasn't quite outside of that fire range. There's another wave of fire attack. Block. Okay, this is going to be the big fire burst. Get onto a snowy patch. Projected force. Mortal blade. Now with this move, back up and then run either left or right. When he does that, that cone of fire goes really, really far. Now he can also, as you just saw, do the Ashina cross, but as long as you're far enough away, you can run away, or you can run around him just like we did with Lady Emma. He's using this move an awful lot. Wait for the final hit. Projected force. There's the Ichimonji. Just run around it. Might as well. Doing a lot of damage with that mortal drop, or mortal blade rather. So just run away, run to the side. Now he is going to be doing that big move one more time, but as long as we can whittle him down, we should be okay. And there it is. Get that second death blow. And the Shinobi execution. And congratulations, you've now technically beat Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, but with a less than favorable ending.
To be.
And we get the memory of Isshin Ashina. Isshin Ashina was a true master of the sword, no less so in his Veil of Years. And we also get the One Mind skill, combat art that unleashes a storm of attacks from a sheath stance so fast that the blade is nigh invisible. One must focus their soul on the release of the blade, nothing else. In doing so, the strikes achieve a godlike speed, a technique conceived by none other than the old hand swordsman, Isshin. I do have to point out one quick thing in this cutscene, and that is Owl is actually carrying the severed head of Genichiro. Even though it's tough to see, there was a video where you could actually see it, and I'll see if I can make sure that I post a link down below.
Despite his age,
you can actually hear him put the head down.
Such as Isshin. I would expect no less from my own. Now nothing stands in our way. Ashina, the interior ministers, the whole country is ours for the taking. Hey, why would you? Shura!
No! You're... You can't be Shura!
Soldiers and townfolk alike died by the thousands. Very few survived. Ashina became the setting for the most tragic massacre of the Sengoku era. And for a long time after, it was said a demon lurked the land.
As soon as we finish the credits, we do have the option of going to the playthrough number 2, otherwise known as New Game Plus, but you can also select no and do a few other things if you wish. However, all of the other events are now locked. You will not be able to complete any more of the game or go into any new areas. We did unlock the Gauntlet of Strength, which is a game mode where we can fight groups of bosses for different rewards, including some memories to increase our attack power and some alternate costumes for Sekiro after the 1.05 patch. And we also got another's memory, Ashina, the memory of a shinobi that once served Ashina. It is accompanied by a debt of gratitude. Is the one who took his arm and graced him with the name Sekiro. So this is a way that we can actually take on the appearance of another, but it has no impact on abilities whatsoever. We also got some tutorials on how to access the memories of another. We'll see more when we rest at the idol, that we can now access the gauntlets and reflections of strength. Take a quick look here. So we can change our form using those other memories. We also have the gauntlets. There we can go right into New Game Plus if we wish. Change form in order to take on the appearance of another. Reflection of Strength is just a way to replay boss fights, but the Gauntlet of Strength is how you can replay groups of bosses depending on how many you have fought, and then you can get, again, some rewards like new memories or some new appearances. However, we're not done. Now let's go back to that original save and make a different decision with Owl. So now we're going to be using the Shuriken, the Sparking Axe, the Floating Passage Combat Arts. For my quick items, I do have it set up with Akko Sugar, Divine Confetti, Antidote Powder for Phase 2, and Bundled Jizo Statue for a little Easter egg that you can only get by actually resurrecting, or at least dying to Owl 3 times. Let's just skip ahead since we've already gotten that dialogue, and now we're going to break the Iron Code to stay loyal to Kuro.
I cannot do as you ask.
You... what? A shinobi showing the likes of compassion. Unthinkable. Such a miserable display. Why, boy? Why can't you understand your father's will? Have you forgotten the Shinobi Code?
A code must be determined by the individual. This is what I've decided. Just as my master did.
Seems you've grown, if just a little. Have it your way, young wolf.
Owl is a lot more aggressive than the last 2 fights, so let's get buffed up. Akko Sugar, Divine Confetti. He often does that big slice, and then he'll either toss one of these or he'll go right into another combo. What he is tossing is actually something that will prevent healing, so make sure that you don't run into that cloud. Deflect. Watch that. You can often get a single hit and then back up without being affected. And if he kicks himself off you like that, be sure that you're going to deflect again right after, because he's going to throw some shurikens. But as long as he misses that, it's a great opportunity to attack. Right now we got him in a nice little loop. Let's deflect that shuriken. If he does a double shuriken, he's going to do this flip attack. Really good opportunity to use any of your skills, whether it's a prosthetic or the mortal blade. If he does a single shuriken, he's also going to follow it up with a really powerful slash attack that even if you deflect it is going to take away a lot of posture. That kick right there is a devastating grab attack, so make sure that you're not trying to block it, and if you see him going to kick, just back up. Double, get to the side. Now, in order to get that Easter egg that we talked about, we want to die in this phase. I know it seems counterintuitive, but we're gonna let him kill us because we want to hear the 3 rules.
1. The parent is absolute. Their will must be obeyed. Yet, I'm sensing some insubordination.
Now we can resurrect, we'll heal up. Once we get the death blow on him, then we're going to get our resurrection back. Watch the shurikens. Double, go to the side. There's death blow number 1, so we get our resurrection back. So we're gonna whittle down his health some more, and then we will go in and we'll use our bundled Jizo statue after we die a second time.
You fool!
Now he's gonna be using a few more tricks up his sleeve. For example, when he jumps up, instead of doing shurikens, he is going to do that poison cloud, which is why I have the antidote powder. Anytime he brings his arm up like that, he's going to slam it down into a nice big cloud, which makes it hard to see, but just back up a little bit and you can immediately retarget. He can also do that move in the first phase, but it's not nearly as devastating. It's a lot more powerful now. And he seems to use it a lot after you use the chasing slice, which I use to close the distance. So here's the cloud, just back up, get the target on him. There's the double. Go back to my sparking axe. And he still does use that in order to prevent your healing. Run away. Target. There's the single, which is a huge slash follow-up. There's our poison. He can also channel in order to regain his posture, so that's why having shuriken other than the chasing slice is really useful, so you can make sure he isn't able to get his posture back. Now his health is almost down, so we are going to let him kill us here in just a moment. There's the double. I usually do a single slice after that and then back up. And now it's time to let him do us dirty. And frankly, he's not very good at it when we just stand still. I've died a lot more to him. Oh, make sure he doesn't get... I got a little posture back. But I've died more to him when I'm actually trying to kill him.
2. The master is absolute. You give your life to keep him safe. You bring him back at any cost. At this rate, you'll lose him again.
And now the only way to get another resurrection is to use one of our bundled Jizo statues, which we will do so. We will heal. I'm going to get his posture built up again. And you see I almost messed this up. Nice sparking axe to the face. Big slash follow-up, so you can see, actually, it didn't build up as much posture as I thought it would, but I did get knocked back. Now, I got the death blow, but fortunately, if you just wait on the Shinobi execution, you get another chance. So now, I have to let him kill me a third time.
3. Fear is absolute. There is no shame in losing one battle, but you must take revenge by any means necessary.
Now, I just need to survive, which is great because I can just use a simple shuriken to get that last death blow and follow it up with the Shinobi execution.
Shadow.
And we get the memory of the Great Shinobi. The Great Shinobi Owl was foster father to the wolf. We also get the aromatic branch, dried aromatic wood from the Everblossom. The Everblossom is a sakura tree, and as such is ripe with nostalgia. Takeru would likely gaze upon this branch when once it bloomed, reminded of home. This is one of those ingredients we needed for the Immortal Severance, and of course, our own father had it. So now that I've shown off the Shura ending, we have now locked ourselves into one of 3 endings that we will talk about in detail as we continue on. The Great Shinobi Owl's unbridled ambition was to obtain the power of the dragon's heritage. Now is the time to let one's true name ring out across all of Japan. And that's going to do it for this episode of Everything Possible in Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. I hope you learned something, and if you did, leave me a comment down below and let me know what you learned, or if I missed something, or if you have a better strategy for any of those 3 fights, let me know so we can all keep learning. But I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you next time.